Today is a very quick, very unassuming video. I wanted to be quite honest and just come on here and tell you about what I've had to experience this week. So, for those that aren't keeping up with my Instagram account, my personal Instagram account was hacked on the beginning of the week. Um, I know for a fact that it was done by a professional. They were able to somehow during the night um, get into my account without getting blocked by any of my security measures. They were able to delay the information of the message of the fact that I was hacked until the time of 12 o'clock in the morning. It eventually turned into me trying to figure out how to get my account back, which basically was futile for the simple fact that whoever did it was able to do everything possible to not allow it. They were able to get into my account, to change the username, to delete all of the content existing on it. And my only question that I still ask to this day is for what purpose? I had no bank information associated with it. I had no personal information associated with it. The most that they got was my name, which I used it publicly, and they mostly got my email, but they didn't even use my email to get in. So they even did not hack my email. And I know that much because they removed, or in this case, deassociated that account with my Facebook account and only left my second account, which was interesting because if they wanted to fully cut me off from social media, they could have. But for some reason, they wanted that one account. To this day, I don't understand. I'm recording this on Thursday. The event happened on Tuesday, and it has been officially 48 hours. I have tried to contact Instagram to let them know what happened with no avail because pretty much you only get support if you either have the blue check or if you're famous. And even then, it could just cost you. I had everything that you could imagine. I would change passwords every month. What didn't I do? I didn't say where I was from in any post. You could basically, I did everything. I went through a list with a family member of mine that they are an IT person. They basically do this for a living, is to try to protect these accounts. And basically, she told me that like I did everything right and I still got hacked. Basically, this was done by a professional job and there's no way to get the account back. So I will link my new account. I also come here to bear news that because of this, I've come to realize that I was stretching myself thin. My personal account was getting at most 2 posts per week, sometimes none for weeks. And the podcast account was getting posts every single day. And that was because the podcast is an extension of me to the point that I'm here sick and barefaced, probably with my hair not being the most manageable one. But I wanted to make you listening understand that this is an extension of me and they both coexist because it's not one topic against another topic, is an extension of what I believe and what I see and how I feel. And that's what it is. And it's an extension of me. So I've come to the decision that within the next week or so, the podcast Instagram is going to shut down. The TikTok account is going to change usernames to match my current Instagram username. That will take about a month to change because of the policies of changing. Um, I also will link the Threads account because I have joined Threads now as well. Um, and of course, I have the Facebook page account, which will have has always been up, and will continue to stay up. And I will basically just put everything in one. Basically, what will happen is that there will be clips as well on the page. There will be a mix of what I love, but it will be a lot more structured, a lot more planned. If you love the podcast, I will for sure let you know on Tuesdays. I'll give you a sneak peek on Monday. I'll show you behind the scenes like I have been doing. So it's not going to die. It's not going to do a massive change. It's just simply going to just create a better branding and a better image. And I feel like this is the right way to go. I feel like this whole hacking situation made me realize that because I was stretching myself too thin, I let something happen that it didn't need to happen, that I could have prevented a lot. So I have indeed come into the decision of putting everything in one place, having everything be really well planned, and also allowing me to post so much more often. I'm saying that I'll probably post on average once to twice a day. You're going to see a cross promoting going around. My intention is, besides having the podcast on this YouTube channel, and I'm talking to the YouTube people now, my intention is to also have it have an extra video a week, so 2 videos a week. And for the Spotify people, nothing is going to change. It's going to stay all the same. The weekly scheduling is not going to change. At most, some people may have noticed that the timing is going a little later. That is because I've come to the realization that I've actually gotten more views from making the episodes go in a little later in the day. It's not a huge change. It went from 6 to 10, so it's not huge. But it definitely created a change for me because it also allowed me to be present during the time that the episodes go up, while 6 a.m. can be a little bit more difficult for me in certain days of the certain weeks. But a more positive update. I am now going to go through the process of starting to change my room, as I have said before. The branding of everything is also going to change. And it's going to change to like a way that I'm really enjoying. I'm really happy with it. I've been working on it. Even before the hacking happened, I was already starting to work on it. And, it was something that was in the works for a while, and it seems like it's the right time to start it already. Because I don't want to put too much weight on this happening. I want it to be a lesson for everyone to be as careful as possible, and to know that in reality, these social platforms, like, you could protect your account all you want, and this could happen to anyone. It could happen from the smallest person to the biggest person, and just do everything that you can to protect yourself and to prevent any of this to happen. A little tidbit, I have been sick this whole week. I've had an infection on my ear. It's a lot better now. But Sunday, while I was working, I had what I thought it was the beginning of a ear infection. By the time that I got home after work, my the bottom part of my ear close to my neck had blown up like a balloon. My ear was all red and was on the verge of bruising almost. After contacting with a doctor, I've come to the realization that I had an infection associated with the ear lobule nerve, which basically caused the nerve underneath my ear to blow up like a balloon. I don't know how that happened. I have no idea how that happened. It was just very, very sudden. Luckily, I got antibiotics quickly enough because that type of situation can actually cause an infection and an abscess that has to get drained. Luckily, I didn't got to that stage, but that meant that I had to stay home all week. Um, Basically, I went to work on Sunday and I was completely KO'd. Um, I had to do a couple things at home to help with group projects, but that was the most that I did. The medication pretty much just like left me asleep the whole time. Today, a lot better, is definitely a lot less swollen. Um, I still struggle with certain movements of my head. I can't really turn my head too much. I can't really sign with my head too much. And I have a hard time chewing on this side because it basically makes this the muscle associated with the chewing contract where the abscess is. So I'm still struggling a little bit, but I'm definitely much better than I was in the first day. In the first day, um, I felt so high from the medication and so high from the pain. It's like you're in such a pain that like you can't even think. That I couldn't even compute. But I wanted to come on here and let you guys know and do a little warning and a little heads up that today is going to be a little different. And I just ask for your patience and I ask for your support on this. And I would love to see you in the new page. And I cannot wait to show you the way that things are going to change, and they're going to change for the better, not for the worse. So I'll see you guys next week. Have a good day. Bye bye.